primary members and major members of the Bullet Club. You know, especially Finn Balor. Like, you could have been doing that with that. Call it the Balor Club, whatever you want to call it. I know they tried to get the Bullet Club, but they couldn't get it. So, call it the Balor Club. Instead, we have fucking Balor fighting Sister Abigail. And I have to watch this garbage on a weekly basis. That I by the way, what do you think about that? The fact that Bray Wyatt was Sister Abigail.
What do I think of it? It's stupid.
Yeah.
The whole thing is
Did you
retarded.
watch it?
No, it's just retarded.
Their whole storyline.
It's so dumb. Like, first of all, it looks like they're having some kind of sexual chemistry going on. To me, I think it's really dumb. And now you telling me that this guy, and now you're telling me that the demon now is a Halloween pumpkin or something. Like,
but you know what's stupid about it? You know what's stupid about it is that they're doing things in reverse. SummerSlam, Finn Balor wrestled Bray, and he was the demon.
Yeah. So
he already brought out the demon for that. So why are they trying to make it a big deal now that he's going to go get the demon? He already did it.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he's beaten Bray twice on 2 pay-per-views.
I know.
it makes no sense. It just so basically. So what are they going to do? Have Finn Balor, the demon, fight Bray and drag? I mean, is that what they're going to do?
That's basically what it is. It's
oh my god!
It sounds so. It's just weird.
Yeah, and people wonder why people like the Bullet Club thing so much. You know, this is the corny shit. This is the kind of stuff that, remember, we always talk about, like, if you have friends over and something is on that's embarrassing. That, to me, the Balor thing, I find embarrassing. Like, I can't, I couldn't say, look at this. This is what I watch. With the Balor stuff, because it's so corny. It's, you know what it is also? It's very WCW 1993, the Dungeon of Doom era. Like, this is something that the Dungeon of Doom would have done. And that shit was corny as hell, so I think it's corny, man. I don't know who's coming up. Balor is, to me, is capable of so much more. I think they destroyed Bray Wyatt.
Finn Balor, they messed up. They completely ruined him.
They completely messed up.
If you notice that when he comes out, all right, people cheer for him. But do people actually think, like, do you think that they're actually sitting there because they're into this guy right now? I don't think so. I think his entrance is cool, but other than that, what else does he have? Nothing else.
I told you, the only thing that people like is when he's the demon. That's when they really like him. Yeah. But that's about it. Balor himself has nothing going on for himself.
It sucks.
And Bray Wyatt, they destroyed. Bray Wyatt, dude, was in February of this year. Bray Wyatt was the WWE champion.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't even talk about it, bring it up, or remember it, but Bray Wyatt is a former WWE champion. He had, I think it was like maybe 3 weeks or something like that. And now Jinder Mahal is on his way to have a longer title reign than, I think, the Macho Man or something. I forgot who the guy is that he's going to surpass.
Yeah.
That's fucking mind blowing to me. That Jinder Mahal, who has had one of the worst title reigns ever. People used to say Diesel was one of the worst, but I think Diesel blows Jinder out of the water, because Diesel at least was having matches with Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, he was having really, especially the Bret Hart matches. I mean, those matches were really good with Diesel. You can say what you want about Kevin Nash, but Bret Hart brought out the best in Kevin Nash during that time.
The only thing I can remember about those matches is that Bret Hart would just be going after the leg.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the only thing I remember is Bret Hart.
Rewatch those matches, bro. Like the Survivor Series, I think it was Survivor Series 95 or something. Yeah, 95. That and King of the Ring 94. The King of the Ring 94 was like early Diesel. It was like, I think he was the Intercontinental Champion. But Survivor Series 95, that was like one of the first times that they had a guy go through a table. And that was Bret Hart. And by the way, back then, they didn't remove the monitors or anything. Bret Hart went through the table with the monitors and all that shit. It was hardcore back then, basically. But what I'm saying is that I cannot say that Mahal has had any memorable matches. None. Not one memorable match he's had as a champion. The fucking Pugani match was a joke. By the way, they should have had that in the game. I thought they would have that in the game.
Yeah, but they don't do it too much, so I didn't expect it.
You think they'll have War Games since they're bringing War Games back?
They should do it maybe for next year. I think it would be cool because now they introduced the whole 8-man in the ring, so they should be able to do it.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you earlier, that they have not perfected the 6-man. Okay, I don't know if you, dude. I'm being dead serious when I tell you. I don't know if you've ever played a 6-man match, whether it was last year or the year before.
Mm-hmm.
It is a glitcha mania. Okay, it is a glitcha mania. So when I heard that they were going to do the 8-man, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, they have not done the 6-man the right way. So I tried the 8-man, and oh my god, dude, the camera could not. Basically, it's almost like the screen couldn't handle the people that were on the screen. Basically, just a glitch fest. Try the match, Byron, just in case you don't believe me.
No, I believe you. I believe you.
I'm telling you, when I heard that, I was like, that's gonna be trouble. I wasn't excited about it at all because I knew that the 6-man was already problem. The hell with the 8-man, you know.
So they didn't fix it, but they just add more on top of what's already fucked up.
Fix it. Exactly, they didn't fix it. They just added more. That used to be one of my favorite matches, man. Was the 6-man elimination matches, and I stopped playing it last year, you know, because of the amount of glitches. Like guys would just run inside the ring, and you know, you could barely make a tag. It was just, you know, and then with the 8-man, same thing. Really, really like glitchy. You know, I hope whenever they release that first patch, because I guarantee you that's the first of many patches that the game is gonna have.
Yeah, they have to release the patch. I mean, if you're saying that Kurt Angle flies into the air, into the sky, yeah. I still gotta see that because that sounds hilarious. But yo, you
need to try it.
Yo, you have to check. You have to check the video that I uploaded with Kurt Angle. I'm telling you, it is. And he looks. It's on my page. It looks like he's a toy, and all his arms and his feet, his legs are all like wrapped around his. It just looks crazy. It looks crazy.
Oh, and that's another thing that they really, like you said it first about how they botched. They really botched Kurt Angle, man. They really.
Oh yeah.
Not the game. I'm talking about the real life.
Yeah.
Kurt, you know, they really botched that up, man. Because now it's not even special. You know, last year around this time at least we had Goldberg. You know, he had come back. It was a little bit exciting.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they could have done that with Kurt, man. And
they could have, but they took the other way around it, and they wanted to introduce him into the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, if you wanted to, they killed it with that. That alone is what really kind of took away the spark that you could have had with Kurt Angle coming back out of nowhere and fighting Rusev or whoever. It wouldn't even matter who. Yeah. If he would have just came out and made an appearance like he's ready to go, you could already imagine.
Since Rusev is a jobber anyway, you might as well have used Rusev for you know, that would have been good. I think Rusev is one of those guys that I feel is getting really like the bad end of the stick right now. You know, he's such a good athlete. You know, to me he's proven himself. He had a great character. You know, when he was doing the American stuff. You know, and he could have been the perfect guy to fight Kurt Angle. Yeah, it would have been a couple of years too late, but it's still like I would have liked to have seen it. I think that would have been good. But Kurt Angle, so they botched that, so we can't have Rusev. Jack Swagger left, so we can't have Jack Swagger. And then on top of everything, Jason Jordan became his son. And
I'm sorry. Yo, that Jason Jordan is screwed for life. On that, like he's never going to be able to get out.
He's so screwed that he kind of screwed Kurt Angle a little bit.
Also, yeah, because it made, you know what it made it. It made Kurt Angle, it made Kurt Angle very weak looking. He's a proud dad. Like, where's all this coming from, dude? He was supposed to come back and be a general manager, and maybe from there break out and fight. But he's being very sentimental, and I love my son.
But Byron, the craziest part about it is that if you remember, for weeks upon weeks, Corey Graves was getting these text messages. They never explained who was doing that.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing. Like, it was just the weirdest angle. It was the weirdest angle, man.
Horrible. I'm telling you, man, whoever is doing these angles, and I'm talking about from Raw to SmackDown. I mean, we know that Road Dogg is one of the guys.
Yeah.
That you know, just the way that they destroyed Shinsuke Nakamura.
Badly, and you know we've been telling you this.
Shelton Benjamin, yeah, but
Benjamin is really bad. He's in a really bad state. Like, how do you put him to team up with the guy? They just, that made no sense. Sorry, man. That made absolutely no sense. He should have been a single wrestler. Why are you putting him with the guy who's not really yet made a name for himself?
They wanted another world's greatest tag team, and they couldn't wait to do that. You know, like almost immediately, you're gonna do Gable. It's like, dude, you split Gable and Jordan, who had major chemistry. Okay, they never really did anything as American Alpha on SmackDown, and now you're gonna put Gable, who I don't know if you notice how small Gable is, but he's small. He's small. I never knew that. He's massively small, so you put him with Benjamin. It just, that doesn't work. I don't know if you noticed also Mojo Riley.
Oh, that guy sucks.
I guess he's not going to the gym anymore because he has gotten smaller. Okay, I don't know if you remember. We used to always talk about how jacked he was. Okay, and now all of a sudden he looks small. Dude, look at his physique. Like something's going on there.
You know, honestly, really going on there. Honestly, with that guy, as soon as he comes on the screen, I look away. So I don't know what's going on, what he looks like. I just know that he's always been the kind of character that just annoys the hell out of me. That I can't really sit there and watch it. As soon as he comes out, I'm not there.
I know, but the funny thing is that for the last, I would say, month or so, he's not the hype guy anymore. He's talking seriously.
He's not the hype guy anymore.
He's not, because that was his whole thing, the hype bros, and he was always hyper and all that. He hasn't been that. So he's been way more tolerable. I used to be really like you. I couldn't stand it. But he hasn't done that, so it hasn't bothered me. So, but the point is that, again, if you look at his physique around WrestleMania and his physique now, major difference. Major difference.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to do a drug test soon, but something's going on there.
But you know what? Zack Ryder should be away from that guy, because for either way, Zack Ryder's, they never gave him the decent push, but putting him in this tag team with this guy didn't really help him either. So why keep him there?
I like the team. They didn't do anything.
If you want that team to succeed, man, make Mr. Hyper, man, make him look a little like what's his name, Zack. Make him look a little bit like him. But they don't even fit together. Like, it's something like one is hyper and one is too calm, and it's just weird. It's just weird. And then you have this whole thing with Neville leaving, dude.
Oh yeah, man.
Neville, dude.
People are getting sick of it, bro. Listen, Daniel Bryan, almost on a weekly basis. I don't know if you follow that situation.
What?
But Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah. I know the whole thing with Daniel Bryan doing interviews.
Yeah, doing snide remarks here and there. The Bullet Club. There's no doubt in my mind that Daniel, when his contract is up, will be going wherever the Bullet Club is. That's where he's going, basically. Because at the end of that Bullet Club thing where they went to Raw,
right.
There was a guy in a trunk, and the guy was saying no, no, no. So they have been planting the seeds for that to happen. And let me tell you something. Daniel Bryan is going to become an even bigger star if he does that. You know, internationally and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, yeah, I can see him blowing up. So first of all, he has a following. Up. He has a following. Exactly. He's already a big star. But if he goes and does what Cody Rhodes does, he's gonna take a lot of that fan base, make himself even bigger. That WWE is gonna ache to get him back.
Yep. That's exactly what's gonna happen, bro. They want CM Punk so bad. And by the day, I mean the Bullet Club wants CM Punk so bad. They might not, obviously they're not going to get CM Punk, but they're going to get Daniel. And Daniel, almost on a weekly basis, is, you know, doing shots at WWE.
Digging
his grave, basically.
But did you see what happened on SmackDown?
No.
Oh, you didn't watch SmackDown?
No.
Oh, wow. You need to watch it, dude. I'm going to send you the link. You have to watch it. Whenever you get a chance, watch it. But they toured... Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens toured Daniel Bryan in the ring. Like, they tore him into shreds. I mean, they said so much shit about him not being a wrestler and how he can't hack it nowadays and this and that. They made him look so dumb out there. And I think that's payback for the things he's been saying. Yeah. Because the way, I'm telling you, they made him look really, really bad. And you know Kevin Owens, when he talks, he'll make you look bad. Yep. Same thing with Sami. Sami Zayn was saying some stuff to him too, and I was like, whoa. Did he just say that?
That is absolutely for sure payback. No question. They're not happy with Daniel Bryan doing these little pot shots. And if there's one thing that they love doing, even before all of this, is destroying Daniel Bryan. You got to remember, WWE, no matter what anybody says, did not have Daniel Bryan in their plans. Okay, at WrestleMania 30, Batista was supposed to be in the main event. He was supposed to be the world champion, and Daniel Bryan ruined that. And WWE was not happy about it because they had to put Daniel Bryan in the main event. They had no choice. And I think they've been resentful towards Daniel. And the moment that they were able to stop it, they took that opportunity. They were like, oh, he could have a brain injury? Yeah, we need to stop him. Because let me tell you something. If that was John Cena, I've said this before, or somebody that they like, I don't think they would have stopped them from wrestling. They would have found a way to work around it, basically. But Daniel Bryan, you know, is a guy that wasn't supposed to be a part of their plans. And WWE, now they're going to really start taking shots at this guy.
Oh, what? They're going to tear him a new asshole before he leaves. They're gonna try to make him look so bad. Yeah, embarrass him.
Yeah.
What
they did with Enzo, man. Enzo... You know, Enzo was most, like I said, I think we talked about this the last time we did the show. Enzo, nobody knew about, for the most part, the fans in the crowd, nobody cared about what was going on with Enzo in the back, okay? Because Enzo was massively over. And what did the WWE do? They destroyed this guy, okay? They absolutely destroyed this guy. And for what? Nobody was even, like, he was still getting cheered. He was still, he was actually getting ratings, and he was selling a lot of merchandise. But they took what was happening in real life, they put it out in front, and for what? They fucked him over. For what reason?
They messed him over, but now they need him for that 205. Now they need him for sure. Because they see what a commodity he is on that.
I'm just saying, like, WWE is petty. Sometimes they get petty and bullyish. You know, they don't do things that are obvious. Bullying does, but they bully in other ways. They have their ways of bullying.
Yeah, definitely. The whole
Daniel Bryan thing is proof of that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, they have their ways. That's why CM Punk was about to say, like, you guys have that bullying campaign. You know, like, it's true, though. Like, WWE is the master of bullying. And by the way, since the fucking 80s, they've been doing that shit. You know, they have a pattern, man. They have a pattern. I mean, to take away Cody Rhodes' name. Okay,
yeah, that's
think about that for I mean, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's messed up. And that he can't use it out of
it's so
WWE
messed up, man.
premises.
It's so messed up, man. They've been fucking with that family for years.
Yeah.
Okay, Goldust was a fucking you know, F you to Dusty Rhodes. You know, it turned out that it was really good, but initially it was an F you to Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes wearing polka dots was an F you to Dusty Rhodes, and now this.
Polka
you know, like they have been fucking that family since the 80s, and by the way, with good reason, because Dusty Rhodes worked for the enemy. So I get that, I understand that, but he's dead. You know, let it go.
Yeah.
It's like let's hire Sting so that we can really put the nail in the coffin. It's like, what? Yeah, they're so petty, yo. They are so petty. They wanted Sting there just to do what they did.
That don't remind me, because that really upsets me every time I hear about that.
That's all they wanted.
Man, they screwed that over. They screwed that over big time, man.
Reason. There was we said it while it was happening. We said it after it happened. No reason for Sting to have wrestled Triple H. None. There was nobody that ever said, man, I wish we could see Sting versus Triple H in a match when WCW was around. Nobody said that. Nobody thought that. But they had to do it, bro. They had to. And then, on top of everything,
then you injure him.
Triple H win.
And then you injure him.
No, they had to have Triple H win that night.
Oh, yeah. So and he had the better entrance.
Yeah,
don't forget that entrance.
That even the guys like Shawn Michaels and everybody looked at each other like, "What? You're winning?"
Yo, but you know, a lot of the guys, I think it was Kevin Nash also. I don't remember who exactly, but some of the guys that were involved in that whole match also said it didn't make sense for Triple H to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
it just,
they said, I think it was Scott Hall. I think he was the one that said that. Everybody looked at each other like, everybody was shocked when Triple H told them that he was going over.
Yeah,
it made no sense.
And we never get we'll never be able to get the chance to see a match between Taker and Sting, which is that's the main reason I thought they were bringing him into the WWE. I thought they might have. I thought they were gonna really not mess with him. I really believe that. I thought they might just say, you know what, this is the last guy. Let's give everybody what they want. But no, they still wanted to screw him over. The last WCW guy.
And again, if you really think about it, when Sting first came there, and you know, the storyline was about one thing, and then it turned into WCW. That he was defending WCW and Triple H was defending WWE. Why are you doing that when WCW closed in 2001? And in 2002, you did the invasion angle where at the Survivor Series, you buried WCW. It was over.
Yeah.
Why did you have to say that he was defending WCW? There was no reason for it.
But let me ask you something.
Thinking about WCW.
Yeah, I know. But do you think that was Vince's? Do you think this is Vince's idea, or do you think that was Triple H's idea?
No, I think it was both of them. Both of them. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's bury Sting.
100. You know, obviously, I don't think they said it that way, but the idea was to bury it.
Yeah.
You know, because there's no other reason for him to have wrestled Triple H. And B, for Triple H to have won that match. No reason whatsoever. They did it for the reason of we need to put the nail in the coffin. Actually, the coffin was already in the ground. They need to put on the coffin.
They took the coffin back out of the ground just to put another body in it.
just to piss in it. Like it's just like oh man, it really does make me mad. And I know. I'm telling you that I will put anything on the line. My precious championship belt that I have. This is really
the one that you just got?
Yeah, no, the one I'm gonna spend $1,000.
Oh hell no!
I will put that on the line and say that Sting feels bad
Of
about
course,
that situation.
100%, man.
Say it. He's never gonna say it, but I'm telling you that Sting does. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Sting is too good of a person, you know, a church-going person. He's not gonna talk shit about it, but everything that Sting feared. Okay, the reason people always ask why was he in TNA for so long? That's why. That's why he was in TNA. Watch this. Watch WrestleMania 31, and that's why he was. In
I remember when he was in TNA. He did that little interview on that DVD, and he said he didn't want to go there because he was afraid after seeing all the guys in WCW like Goldberg, like freaking Booker T. Whoever else went after him.
No, he was like he said that The Rock when The Rock
turned around and said, "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah, who the hell are you? Yeah,
to Booker T. Yeah, and I remember that shit, and I thought this might be a great opportunity for Sting because he was the last guy. He was the franchise of WCW. Let's give the fans what they've been asking for years, which is Taker and Sting. And nope. Yeah. Let's give him Triple H and Sting. And then let's job him out. Oh,
but you know what's even funnier is that according to what they were saying on that WrestleMania documentary, that and Sting says it, Triple H says it, everybody says it. They, according to what they said, that they had Sting there for one match and one match only. Okay, so. Your one match only. Again, Undertaker wrestled in that WrestleMania. He was there.
I know.
They passed each other in the hallway.
I know. Which is that's why I don't understand. I don't understand.
I understand it because again, and that's why it leads me to believe you got to understand things have to make sense for you to come up with a reason and. Everything points to they wanted to take the guy that was probably more identifiable with WCW than anybody that they had before because they couldn't do it to Chuck Palumbo. They couldn't do it to Sean O'Haire or Sean Stasiak or whoever. So they needed the guy that was identifiable with WCW. And that's who they needed to bury. WCW. What they got was what they wanted to do in 2001.
Yeah.
If you notice, NWO got crushed. Goldberg got crushed. Okay. Booker T, at first got crushed. Eventually Booker T became one of them, but at first Booker T was kind of crushed by Kurt Angle.
But you know what? One thing about Booker, he out of everybody was the only guy. Who survived that whole ordeal.
Well, the only guy did. Eddie Guerrero, Benoit.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
I would say Eddie more than anybody, but he died.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I forgot about those guys.
Yeah, and no, Eddie would have been on track to become probably one of the all-time greats of any company. With the belts that he won. I mean, I believe he had the European, the Intercontinental, the WWE, which is the main one. The IC, all those.
He had all the belts.
So and cruiserweight, tag team. So he had a great tag team with Chavo, with Los Guerreros. So even though he had a short amount of time there,
we all miss him.
He beat Brock Lesnar. When Brock Lesnar was in his 20, prime.
Yeah, when he was in his prime, he beat.
Yeah, him. I mean that's a major thing.
I mean Goldberg did play a part in it, but he still beat him.
But when Goldberg speared Brock, he still kicked out the first time. Yeah. And then Eddie had to do the
regardless. Well, him, awesome, Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, those were the two guys that I can really say survived and became part of that company and made themselves a bigger star than what they were already in WCW.
No, Eddie, I think Eddie especially, a little bit more than Benoit in the sense that Eddie didn't really. He was a great heel in WCW. Eddie was. If you watch that Halloween Havoc match with where Rey Mysterio was that purple outfit.
Yeah.
Eddie was an amazing bad guy in that match. However, it was when he went to WWE, it took the WWE to get a personality, out of Eddie. Eddie didn't really have a personality in WCW or ECW. WWE is where he came out of his shell. He started with the China thing, Mamacita. He had a great theme song too. Like he had a couple of different theme songs, and that first one was all about China, and so Eddie, he got a personality when he went to WWE, and he's probably the guy that, just like Owen, that it really, really sucks that he's not around. It really, really sucks that he had to pass away.
Somebody.
I don't know if you know this, but Owen Hart. I think somebody said that in 2013 WWE won
the court hearing?
The trademark. They won the court hearing in the sense that they could use Owen, everything that he did basically in wrestling, that they could use it for DVDs, games, and all that, and yet they still have not put him in a game.
Well, I think that's out of. I think that's out of.
Legally do it.
I know. I think that's out of, which surprises me, but I think that's out of respect that they decided not to do it.
No, I don't know, because that's a guy that I know people want badly in the game, that has never been in the game.
Yeah.
And if you could legally do it, I don't know why they don't do it, because you're doing it out of respect. At the same time, Brett has even said that Owen should be in the game. Yeah. So I'm just. It just came to my mind, guys that have never been in the game that people really want to see in the game. Owen Hart has always been on top of the list.
It's the weirdest.
However,
it's the weirdest
thing. People
thing.
make a great Owen Hart, though.
Did you see the one that they have in the creating?
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like,
it looks
people
good.
Have made incredible Owen Harts, and this year the creative wrestlers look better than ever, I will say.
It definitely looks way better, man. Like
way better.
It's just the graphics, they're so enhanced that they can do more stuff with it. Like they could actually literally stretch out their faces and stretch them out and really put them exactly the way they really counterparts.
The fact that you could do the T-shirt stuff, I think is amazing. The fact that if there's not a T-shirt in the game that...
I mean, look at the Sandman that I have. Look at the Sandman that I have. Look at the T-shirt he got on.
Exactly.
And you got Monster Amongst Us.
Yes, the Braun Strowman. I mean, just really, really cool stuff, man. Really cool stuff that you could do in the game. But, Owen, like I said, Owen... by the way, Owen is the one guy that I have never, ever downloaded. So for me personally, even if they had Owen Hart in the game, I would never use him. I don't know why. Like, I can't...
What are you afraid? Playing a Hell in a Cell? Now let me stop.
Didn't we try that? Didn't we try that once?
Did we?
I know somebody did.
Well, why don't we download him and let's try it now? No, let me stop.
In all honesty, like, I don't know why, but he's the one guy that has passed away where I've never played as him. And honestly, I never have.
And you know what's crazy? You know how many Owen Harts I've seen throughout the years in the 2K games and in the regular SmackDown versus Raw games? A lot of them. And there's been good ones.
Yep.
I've never once downloaded him, which is weird.
It is weird, right? Like, I swear to God, there was one... I think about it 2 years ago. I saw one of the most incredible Owen Harts, and I think even 2K acknowledged that Owen Hart. And I almost downloaded it because it was that good, but then I don't know. Like, for some reason, I knew I wasn't going to play as Owen. I don't know why. I really don't know why, because I've downloaded Chris Benoit. I have, and I've played like Chris Benoit, but Owen is one guy that I've never been able to download. I have no desire to play as Owen at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that, and for me, like, it just, when you hear the stories, of how easily that could have been avoided, how easily, and again, WWE being petty.
Just because of what they imitate Sting.
Yeah, imitate Sting. You know, it's such a stupid reason. And then you watch that Owen documentary where Owen, you can just see the fear in his face. It disgusts me, to be honest. It really
Yeah.
disgusts. And by the way, speaking about disgust me, Bret Hart. You know, I gotta say, man, this is one of my favorite wrestlers ever. But the more that I've heard other people describe Bret, and there was one thing where Vince had a meeting with Bret, and Vince was like, you know, he thought that he was going to talk about Owen because I think the Owen thing had just happened, and Vince was like, he didn't talk about Owen, he talked about the screw job. It's like, and I'm telling you, dude, you have no idea how many people have said that over and over and over again. That Bret seemed more upset about the Montreal Screwjob thing than he did about Owen.
That's
Like
ridiculous.
even I don't know. It makes me mad. Like because Bret. And by the way, Bret's not Howard Stern. This was shortly after that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, and Bret, he was more talking about the screw job than he was about. Oh, and he just seemed more upset about it. You know, like I don't know. Like I think that affected Bret more than Owen did. You know, I really do think that affected Bret, and I understand. You know, that affecting you for the rest of your life. But if my brother died, you know, especially when he didn't have to fucking die, that'd be kind of the first thing I would mention.
Yeah.
You know, not the screw job. You know, yeah, the screw job is bad, but
You remember that time? You remember that time you didn't feed me, Vince? Your brother just died. No, listen, man. This is more important. It's crazy. It is crazy that he would actually go there and
that's
talk
crazy,
about
though.
you screwed me. But you know what? I could.
This is like. So you want to talk about Owen? No, I want to talk about the screw job. Like what?
No, but you know, I can picture Bret Hart being like that because if you've heard the way he's talking nowadays, he sounds so bitter about every little thing. Like nobody can do any good. None of the new stars, none of the guys who are coming up with him, nobody could do better.
It's weird because a lot of people are saying that it might be the residuals of the stroke, and I'm hoping that is what it is because there was a time where Bret, I think even recently Bret said that he offered to work
with the NXT guys
or something. Yeah, with the NXT guys. And there was a time where Bret was being complimentary towards everybody and talked about how he would have loved to have wrestled Daniel Bryan and you know, but then he reverts back to the bitter stuff. And it's like, you know, you don't know what Bret Hart you're getting, and that could be, you know, from the kick or from the stroke or whatever. You know, I think that's what it is because there's times when Bret, you know, if you watch that Shawn Michaels, probably one of the best DVDs ever, in my opinion, the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart, you know, the sit down that they do together. Bret, you know, he was very, you know, he was very like himself. You know, there was no thing about the stroke or anything. Bret had an incredible memory about every detail about the Shawn Michaels stuff between him and Shawn, you know, like, and I'm not talking about just the Montreal Screwjob. I'm talking about their rocker days. Yeah, everything.
Every little thing.
Dates. I mean, you know, you watch that and you're like, and then you listen to Bret on other occasions and you think, man, that dude had a stroke. You know, like it's so weird. Like I don't know, man. Bret's up and down with it. But one thing I do know is that screw job really did like destroy him. That's what I think. I agree with Eric Bischoff. I think that destroyed him so much that
his confidence, maybe he wasn't the same guy.
He wasn't the same guy. He wasn't.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I mean, you know how embarrassing that's got to be. You're laying on the mat.
You know what? You know what? But here's the thing. If I was Bret, right? If I was Bret, obviously everybody in there knows what you're really supposed to do is drop. No matter what, you're supposed to drop the title, period. But he did make a big deal out of it. They didn't know how to take the shit off of him. And then he got embarrassed. If
no,
I would,
but Byron, see, this is where I disagree. Two things. Number one, and Bruce Pritchard even talked about this recently. They agreed to a disqualification finish. Okay, if that's what Bret Hart and everybody thinks is going to happen, and by the way, I mean everybody involved, with the exception of Vince and Shawn, obviously. Then why not do that? Why not do that finish? Why did you have to do the screw job? Is what I'm saying. If you didn't have to agree, listen, I agree with you. Bret is supposed to do what his boss tells him to do. However, they agreed to something.
Right.
You know, and if they agree to something, and Bret goes out there and you do something completely opposite of that, then what the fuck, dude? You know,
yeah.
like, or you know, if Bret Hart puts the title down, you know, for a second, take the title. because the biggest thing, the one thing they kept saying over and over is that they were scared that Bret Hart was going to take the title and throw it in the trash or whatever. And number one, Bret would have never done that. Dude, that title was so sacred to Bret. Okay, that was more sacred to him than his kids. And he would never have done that. That's number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, WWE has a lot of nerve. Okay, talking about titles when they had Ric Flair in '91 with the fucking WCW title on their show. Okay,
sure.
So I don't want to hear their poor man's crying for titles.
No,
that's a horrible excuse as far as I'm concerned. But that Bret was going to take the title over there. Give me a break.
Yeah, that is a stupid excuse. But regardless, Bret should have just did the right thing, just like everybody has said in the past.
And again, I understand that. But once again, if you do agree to something, if you didn't agree to a disqualification finish, why couldn't they just do the disqualification finish?
Yeah.
You know, Bret Hart's really, you know, Vince, even from Vince's own mouth, Bret Hart has never said no to doing something until that very day. You telling me that you couldn't cut Bret Hart some slack on that one day? If he's never, we have history of Hogan not wanting to do certain jobs. Warrior, Sid, you know, countless other guys. Tito Santana. Okay, Chico Santana, like Jesse Ventura racistly would say. How racist was that, by the way? Chico Santana. He never called him Tito Santana, by the way. It was always, in all seriousness, it was always Chico Santana. Yeah. But anyway, you know, we have countless examples. Yeah, Chico. We have countless examples of guys not wanting to do something. Bret does not have a history of that, but he does it on one day, and all of a sudden Bret Hart is enemy number one. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You got cut Bret Hart. Do the disqualification finish, bro. You know, and Bret Hart, by the way, said he was going to come on with Raw and
he was going to drop he was just going to drop the belt there.
Exactly. Come on.
But they wanted to make him look bad. Yeah, they wanted to make him look bad.
They wanted to fuck him. And look, if WWE did not have a history like we just talked about, you know, of doing this kind of thing, not you know, to that extreme, but you know, little by little.
What do you think would happen if they were to do something like that nowadays, to screw somebody in the middle of the ring like that?
What do you mean?
Do you think the wrestlers could at least take some kind of action, go online, tweet about it, make freaking videos, go on a rant about it? Like, it would be, I think, a totally different ball game if they were to do something like that nowadays.
But also at the same time, I also don't think WWE would do that. You know, because of the same reasons, because it's a different ball game. You know, you got to remember when this happened in '97, there was no internet, there was no, you know, I mean, there was internet, excuse me, but there wasn't. We didn't have Twitter and Facebook and even MySpace at that time. We did not have the outlets that we have today. So I you know, and even Vince said it. You know, I don't think he said he wouldn't probably do it today.
Nowadays,
you know, because WWE is a corporate. You know, you got to understand, WWE is a corporation. They're not a wrestling company like they were. They you know, back then. Keep in mind that they were a family company.
Yeah.
You know, so they didn't have to answer to anybody really. It was Vince McMahon. That's all you had to answer to. You know, Bruce Pritchard or Pat Patterson or some of the higher ups. But that was about it, man. Now you got to answer to a lot of people, and you got to give a real. I mean, when WWE has to call USA Network for certain things,
the USA Network.
You know what I mean? Like, it's you know that it's not the same company, man. It's just not the same company.
It's not for sure. They have to answer. Vince McMahon himself has to answer to people now.
Exactly. And even in '96 when they did the Brian Pillman gun thing, you know, Vince was casually, you know, giving a phone call to one of the people. It's like, hey, we're gonna do this thing with a gun. Oh, don't worry about it, Vince. You know, and that was a gun, okay?
Yeah, I remember. That was crazy.
That was still one of the craziest things ever. But
Steve Austin's bald head sticking through the windows.
He couldn't get in there. He couldn't get in the house.
Oh my God, yeah.
He couldn't. You know, he literally could not get in the house. That's why it took so long, because he really had a problem with the door. But it was funny because Bruce Prichard talked about that recently, about how they had the cooperation of the police, you know, so it was such a different time period. They could do stuff like that, you know, and not really answer for anything, you know. Now you could not remotely even mention the word gun.
Yeah, you can't at all.
You couldn't at all, man. And that's what I'm saying, like, when people talk about wrestling today and they're always comparing it, you can't. You know, there was a WWF, which ended in 2002, and there's a WWE. And ever since WWE became WWE, you know, different circumstances. Different company, man. Different company. You know, I would love to think that, you know, because people are always also saying, hey, let's make the TV 14 again. They're just not going to do that. It's also like Roman Reigns is going to turn heel, or John Cena is going to, no. You know,
they had, yeah, that's true too. They had opportunities to do it, they never did it.
Many opportunities.
I think to be honest with you, a lot of people have given up on Cena turning heel. I don't know if you noticed that. Nobody really even mentions it. Nobody even mentions it.
What happened when he wrestled Roman? What happened at the end of that match? John Cena got a standing ovation, and we love Cena and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Fans are just as stupid as the WWE. That's why I don't respect fans, because they don't stand, you know, with something, you know, because there was a lot of people booing Cena during that match. It was a really good match. But the moment that it looked like Cena, and by the way, Cena acting like he was retiring, that was bullshit. Okay, that was just. So, I mean, when that really does happen, which will probably be more likely 10 years from now, when that really does happen, like... You know,
I don't, listen, it's like The Rock. He never said he retired. Cena will never retire. I think they'll retire, and when they go on the mic and say... Yeah, I know, it was some bullshit. Yeah, I know, it was bullshit. But when you could actually hear them say in the middle of the ring, okay, guys, this was my last match or whatever, okay, I believe it. But him just walking away and making it look like, okay, guys, it's bullshit.
No, but I'm just saying, like, touching the Titantron, and, you know, it's just like, dude, really? Come on, man, you're going to be back in 2 weeks.
November. I'm here in November.
That's like people, when I went to SummerSlam, the biggest thing that was going on in terms of the people was Undertaker's going to come back. And I was just thinking, like, man, I really hope that does that happen, because you could not have done, in terms of the end, not the match that he had, but in terms of the ending that he had with the way he did it, you can't have a more perfect thing. You know, for him to come back and for what, dude? You can't move. I mean, that match with Roman was proof. You know, it's over. You know, I don't like stuff like that. I really don't. The coming back, and look, WWE is going to do it. That's how they do it. You know, when we get to WrestleMania season, you know, people like AJ or Kevin or others, you know, they get put in the back burner, and, you know, and I think it's really messed up. Look at what Kevin Owens is saying now about that Universal title run. You know,
yeah,
he wasn't happy.
He wasn't.
You know, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out that people were, you know, people are not Neville. Okay, Neville, who was getting pushed, and was probably doing the best work in terms of being on Raw, because his best work was really on NXT. But in terms of being on Raw, he was doing his best work. And if he could walk away because he has standards and because he has pride, a lot of people, I don't know if you know this, Nia Jax, a.k.a. Bohemian Lady.
Bohemian Lady.
Bohemian Lady looks like she's taking a leave of
You know what? Nobody would really care. I mean, a lot of people are talking about it, but
I'm just saying, like,
she never got her fair due. So if she leaves, she leaves, basically.
No, so. And I agree with you. I don't think most of us will care. What I'm saying is that wrestlers are starting to figure out that you don't have to take bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I think, and we have this culture where people really do believe that if you work there, that you're supposed to take everything that they do, and I don't agree with that. I never have. Nick Foley has talked about that. Because Vince McMahon will do it, he expects everybody to do it. I don't agree with that. You know, you have self-respect. You're not going to take everything that they do.
So let me ask you a question.
That's all.
I don't know if you not ask you a question, but let me tell you that Jericho actually spoke about Neville. I don't know if you saw the interview. Yeah, but he said that it's a shame if this is true that he walked away, because he is one of the few talents out there that should have been a star in the WWE. He also said that when he wrestled Neville, the guy's a hard-hitting, well-rounded wrestler, and he reminds him so much of Chris Benoit. That's what he said.
There was a guy who said that Neville. I forgot. Oh man, I forgot who the guy was. I think it was What a Culture. Really good wrestling show on YouTube, and they were talking about how Neville, like you just said about what Jericho said, that he's a guy that could wrestle anybody at any size. He's just one of those types of dudes. And I don't know if we ever spoke about this, but he wrestled Austin Aries on the pre-show of WrestleMania, and when they released the DVD, they did not have the match on the DVD. Now, why is that a big deal? The big deal is that cut their royalty checks in half, basically, or not in half. They
don't get anything
because you have to be on the DVD. So the fact that they cut that match, by the way, which led to Austin Aries leaving. Let's not forget, Austin Aries is the first one this year to do this. So Aries was pissed off. Neville was pissed off about it, even back then, but he stuck around because they were pushing him. And then Neville, if you notice at SummerSlam time, he dropped the title to Tozawa on Raw, got it back at SummerSlam a couple of days later.
For what reason, if you're going to do that?
Then to drop it to I was going to say Nunzio, to drop it to Scotty, I forgot the guy's name, the Cruiserweight champion.
Enzo?
Yeah.
Scotty Tuati.
I don't know. They're all the same guys. But he was gonna drop. He was gonna have to drop the title. And by the way, I don't know. The guy just not that good in the ring. I don't know if you noticed or not.
Enzo?
The times that I've seen him actually, be in a match, which if you notice again, just like we talked about with Mahal and others. He's not really in a lot of matches, and the reason is because he sucks.
I don't think he's a great wrestler. I never seen anything spectacular from him.
So you have to have Neville lose to a guy who he doesn't respect in the ring, and also a guy that's a lot of people don't like backstage in real life. So Neville had it. Neville. But this is what I'm gonna say. Guys like Neville. We don't know yet if Nia Jax left in the same way. But if it turns out that she did, people are starting to realize more and more that you could just, you could make money outside of WWE. It wasn't like that a couple of years ago. Now you can't. Now the indies are getting stronger. Japan is getting stronger. They're coming to the States. And I smell another WCW situation in the sense that WWE is very much downplaying, you know, what's going on, what's brewing. But you start brewing and brewing and brewing, and sooner or later, guys are going to start uprising, and they're going to have enough. You know, I guarantee you, I don't know what Nakamura's contract situation is.
He's leaving.
I'm telling you that dude is going back to Japan.
He is.
No question.
He said, I think I remember hearing somewhere where he said that he wants to go back to Japan.
But I'm just saying, based on what's happened, you know, what a travesty, man. What a fucking travesty.
Yo, I'm telling you, me and this guy, we were telling you from the get-go, we see a lot of weird things, the way the booking on this guy. Where is he now? Like, he doesn't have that same power, that star power that he had when he first came onto SmackDown, when he came on the scene and NXT. It's like he's become just another guy there.
It's a horrible, horrible program with Mahal. He should have never had that program with Mahal. Mahal should have never been the champion. Should have been the U.S. champion. That's what Mahal should have done. It would have worked better for him. People would have accepted it more. But, you know, it's just, again, like I said, more and more people are going to start. Also, Orton, I don't know if you heard, Orton is not happy either. He's upset. He be like tweeting certain things. Rusev. There's a lot of guys who are not happy right now, man. I told you, Rusev was a guy that I knew when they split him with Lana. I said, that's going to be trouble, man. That's going to be real trouble for Rusev. Not to mention the fact they just jobbed the guy out for just zero reasons. Just really bad stuff that's going on right now. Like, I don't, you know, Brock Lesnar, you know, whenever he comes in, for me, I'm just speaking for myself, it makes it better to watch. I like watching Brock. He makes it more enjoyable. I feel like Brock is a star.
Right.
You know, and unfortunately, though, by the way, do not be surprised if Brock has a kind of a match with Mahal that he had with Dean Ambrose, in the sense that I know Brock is not going to respect this guy. Okay? I know Brock is not going to think that he should be in the ring with this guy.
Right.
And they might not have a good match, man. Mahal, again, he has a track record for not having great matches. And if you do that with Brock, he's going to fucking throw you around. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, Brock is not going to fuck around with this guy. So I find that to be a weird and volatile situation, you know. But again, like I said, guys are going to start, you know, getting pissed off. I'm really surprised Dean Ambrose, after this Shield thing, where does he go? You know, like, he's been doing nothing. He got the WWE title because Roman Reigns got in trouble with the wellness program. That's why.
He's been the comedic relief on Raw and SmackDown.
There's a lot of bad stuff, man. Wasting AJ Styles.
But you know, I know. But you know what? But you can see AJ kind of moved away from that title already.
Thank God, yeah.
So he looks like he's gonna try to go for the title, the WWE title.
Right. It wasn't the title though. See, but just, by the way, how awesome would it have been if AJ was the champion and he was fighting Brock?
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. I agree.
That's how it should have been.
I agree.
Then people would have been like, oh shit, now we got a match. You know, like, that would have been fucking cool.
Yeah.
But Jinder Mahal, like, again, like, I can't. I cannot. It's been like, you know, several months now. I just cannot wrap my head around it that he's the WWE champion, like the same champion that Macho Man had. Like, these guys have the same title that Macho Man Randy Savage had for a year.
Yeah.
God, and then surpassing certain people. Like, oh my God, just makes me mad. It makes me mad.
It sucks. It sucks, man.
I don't like it. I don't like what's going on right now at all with a lot of things, man. There's not a lot of good things. And then the good things that we do have, of course, is going to involve Shane and Triple H and Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens, of course, I don't mind. I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind either. And Sami Zayn. They put Sami Zayn
now. Yeah, exactly. Triple H and Shane what did I say when Shane first came back to the WWE? I said that should have been the match. That should have been the first thing that Shane McMahon should have done.
Right.
You know, like I just came back, you know, I left the WWE because Triple H, you know, kind of took my position. You know, you had a really good storyline with that. But instead, Shane McMahon went after The Undertaker. Just like, what? That made no sense.
Oh, man.
And then the loser, like Shane lost the match, and he still got the job. That I'm like, oh my god.
There was no point.
Man. Like,
yeah, there was no point in that
he
fight.
He should have had the match with Triple H from the get-go. That would have been what made sense.
I still see Triple H getting involved with this though. Remember, because that's.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what they're gonna do. That's exactly where they're gonna go with it.
I hope so.
That this should have happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they do go with it, because if they don't, what are they doing exactly with this whole thing?
So
what's that?
A Shane. What? But if we watch the Shane Triple H match, who does that benefit?
Right.
Benefits no one. Yeah. No one. I mean, I don't know. But that's what we're going to get, apparently. Because we all know that Triple H has to stick his big nose at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't know. When WrestleMania comes around, that's when he's...
Yeah. There's no reason for him to be at WrestleMania whatsoever. But you know what? Listen, man. When you run a company or you own a company like Vince does, and, you know...
To Edge?
Let's not forget Vince was a champion at one time. You know, I'm sure all of us who complain about that would do the same thing. Who wouldn't want to make themselves a champion?
No, somebody just asked what happened to Edge. I have no idea what happened to Edge, but I know he retired.
What do you mean what happened to Edge?
No, somebody just asked him.
He has an awesome podcast.
Yeah, I mean he's retired. He's retired. So they do have a podcast.
I think. Oh yeah, it's a great podcast too. Really good.
Everybody's doing a podcast.
Yeah. Austin, by the way, talked. I didn't hear it. I was gonna hear it tonight. But Austin talks about the Neville thing.
Oh, he did?
So I'm kind of curious to see what Austin says about it, because I like when Austin
But look, what Jericho said about Neville though, that he liked the way he wrestles. He reminds him a lot of the way Chris Benoit wrestled, and how stiff and like he really gets in there and dukes it out with you.
Whoa, wait a minute. Jericho likes it that he was stiff?
Yeah. but it was just weird that he said he reminds him of Chris Benoit, the way he used to wrestle. And I could see it.
I never thought about that, but
but him saying it, I can see him being like that. It's just that they just have to give him a chance to be out there and do it. If he fought Jericho, coming from Jericho, I could really understand it.
Yeah, that's true. Did you see like the Bullet Club? You know, they were like, we have a shirt for you.
Yeah. It looks like they're doing it to everybody now. They're probably gonna give a shirt to this chick, the Behemoth lady. Yeah, Behemoth. Hey, we have one for you too.
I'm going to get. I don't know if you saw the Cody Rhodes shirt, Bullet Club. It's the coolest thing. Man.
Something about
American
royalty.
Nightmare. Yeah.
No, but there was another
American Nightmare. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there was because WWE tried to sue them because they're the Too Sweet sign that they always use, and they did that purposely because they went in and tried to invade this whole.
You know what's funny about
that's why they did it.
Is that what's funny is that the Bullet Club is a mock of the NWO. That's how it started. It wasn't to be serious. Yeah. They were just making fun of the NWO. But what's funny is that the NWO is originally from Japan.
Yeah.
And WCW stole that. The Too Sweet sign is originally from it's originally from Wade Boggs, a former baseball player, and Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. They're the first to do the Wolfpack thing, and that's how Kevin Nash and Scott Hall got it. And so, basically, the point is that that's not a WWE original thing.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because NWO is from Japan, which they stole from Japan. They go back to the United States, and now it comes full circle because now Bullet Club is from Japan, and WWE doesn't want them to do it. So it's like it's the funniest and coolest thing at the same time. Right? All WWE, by the way, sending them letters to stop doing whatever it is. That they're just helping them. They're making them cooler, basically. They're making the Bullet Club cooler because all they do is they show the letter. They talk about it online, and it's funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Like they're using it. WWE is essentially they're helping the Bullet Club really like become bigger than what they were. And Neville, if he left or whatever, and he goes there, again, Neville's gonna be bigger than ever.
Of course, because he's coming out of the WWE. People are gonna want to sign him to have matches with people, in Ring of Honor, especially Ring of Honor.
Exactly. It's a shame that TNA sucks. This would have been awesome if TNA would have had all these things going on.
Yeah.
If they would have had the Bullet Club going on over there, that would have been really well. Excuse me, Impact Wrestling, because that is their name now. I don't know if you saw the new titles, but they had to
again.
They had to get
oh my
titles
God.
again. And they're horrible. Like it says Impact Wrestling on them. And it's just so horrible.
Wait a second. I thought they changed the name Impact Wrestling to just something else.
No, it was going to be Global Force, but Jeff Jarrett left again, so they had. To be honest with you, I don't even know who's in charge or who works there.
Oh my God.
To be honest. But anyway, I gotta go. It's way past my bedtime.
Wait, we're not gonna have the match no more?
No, we're not. That's done with. Tomorrow, if you want.
Yeah,
I only got 2 days. I only got 2 days online, so.
I actually went live for like 30 minutes with us talking about wrestling.
Cool.
Yeah. So we had a few people.
Yeah, tomorrow. So if you want to fight tomorrow, because I have this for 2 days.
All right. Yeah. Tomorrow we could do that.
Free
and you know what? Doesn't O have this game?
I know he has the Call of Duty. That's what he's playing right now.
Damn. What about Sean? None of them have it.
Xbox.
Yeah, we got to get them on here so we can do the show like this.
Well, you could ask O.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to O.
The person that has PlayStation. So ask him.
All right. All right, Joey, man.
I'll see you later.
Have a good night, man.
All right.
Hey guys, I'll be right back with WWE 2K18 online battling.